Recording in progress. All right. This is -4 of the Rise Up podcast with your host, Danny, and my co host, Haley. Today, we're going to talk about just the last 24 hours or so since the last podcast. Talk a little bit about our walk, avoiding things with procrastination, and maybe some other topics towards the end, depending on how much time we have left. How's that sound, Haley?
Yep, sounds like a great plan.
Okay, deal. Uh, I guess I'll start talking about our walk today. It was -25 was what the real feel was. It's about, I think, a high of -7 for the day in Iowa. It's a beautiful, beautiful time. I only almost slipped on the ice once, so I will take that. Right after I left you there, going down the hill, I almost slipped. So yeah, that was fun. Uh, what did we learn from our walk today?
So started walking and saw Danny with this cute little water bottle in his pocket. And our day had already gone a little out of order or out of plan. So the first thing I said to him was, "You know your water is gonna freeze, right?" It it was
Yeah.
very welcoming. I know you appreciated that, and that was like my passive aggressive, like, why are we doing this at 3 p.m. when I would like to be napping?
Oh, did you not get a nap in today?
Absolutely not.
Ah, that makes sense. 2 days no nap. Yeah, that's bad. Well,
Hey,
on the on the bright side, the walk was fun. We went to the cemetery like usual. They haven't plowed it, so it was still nice and snowy for us. That was
mhm.
entertaining. Um, most of the side streets were still not plowed either. So it was just a ton of boots and a ton of snow and ice.
Yeah, don't get hit by a car. That's the game you play.
Yeah, yeah. Only almost did once, so I'll take that. It was when I was going down the hill. There was a truck that came up right when I was slipping, so that was perfect timing. Would have rather
Nice.
have gotten hit by the car. It would have been quicker. Anyway, what did we
But yeah, I
learn?
mean, I mean, it was what, -25 today. I'm not sure if that was mentioned.
Yeah,
Was it?
that was a real feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just gonna keep talking about how terrible this walk is for the first 5 minutes because it was actually just pretty god awful.
I mean, I would say a positive today is I did not have to pick up a shovel
That's true. Neither did I.
for
It
the
was nice.
for the first time in what, 4 days
4 days.
or so. It feels like I had a shovel all week. So I would definitely call that a win today. Today was quite productive. Woke up, got my reading done, got my journaling done, walked on the walking pad, um, went to the gym. We made it there in one piece and back. Car started.
No,
Then we were supposed to go on our walk, but we had a little detour of you had to go run some errands with a friend,
no.
and that turned into an adventure. If you wanted to share more, you can. I came home instead, decided to do some meal prepping while I could, and vacuum, clean the bathroom, all the fun house stuff.
Yeah, just a bunch of adult stuff. Yeah, my adventure was fun. We went over because my friend's car didn't start right away. So we had to let it run the entire time we were running errands. So one of us stayed in the car while the other ran their errands and vice versa for about two or three stores. And then we realized maybe we should probably go to AutoZone and kind of check out and see what's happening with the car. Turns out the battery was bad. And that cost them one nice pretty penny to get that battery fixed. But it's done now, so that's good. As much as they
Mhm.
probably hate every part of today, um, it's done. So that's a positive.
Right. So, I mean, today was productive. Sundays, we usually just what mentally prepare for our work week.
Yep.
Yeah. So we got our walk in, had our group chat meeting that we have most Sundays at 4 p.m., kind of talk about what's going on, and then sat down to try to see if we can talk about something on our -4 episode.
Yeah, this is take two. I think this one's going a lot better. I'm a little bit more laid back, I think. I think moving the
Yeah.
mic down here has helped quite a bit. I think that's the whole thing, honestly.
Yeah, you were just ruining that like vibe earlier. The first take, I was like, I can't do this. No, it's too late for this.
Too late for this. No, I mean that's what this whole thing is. It's two friends sitting down, talking, understanding, talking about life, realizing self-determination, getting better, choosing to rise up, that whole thing that we always preach and talk about. At the end of the day, we want to help you, inspire. That's what we're here for. And it's going to take us probably -5 podcasts to get to the point where we both like what we're talking about to a full level and actually would say, hey, this is worth posting. Right now, it's just getting comfy.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned that in the -5 episode. It's figuring out our groove, how it works, not talking over each other, being able to like see ourselves, and testing out this microphone and these headphones, see if it sounds a little bit better than episode -5. So fingers crossed that this is a better setup for me for the time being until I have, a more solid reason to purchase a more expensive setup.
Yes. To be fair, I think your blue snowball microphone is very nice. And it has worked well for the last, what, 15 years? It's
It's
doing its job.
cute.
It's cute for sure.
Yes.
Didn't you
So,
have that
so
little
cute.
cover over it too?
I have one, but I think it muffles it a little bit too much, but we could always play around with that later.
Oh, it's good to know.
Yeah, I
But
want to
yeah,
make sure y'all can hear me.
or most of it, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So I would
what else were we
say
going to talk
to
about today?
yeah, so that walk, I definitely wasn't feeling it at 3 p.m., but procrastination has sometimes been what I would say our middle name. And so we said, let's get up, let's put on 5 layers of clothing and just try it out.
Yep,
And
I wore
45
five pairs
minutes
of
went
pants.
by. Huh?
It did. I wore 5 pairs of pants and 45 minutes did go by.
Yes, and the most impressive part for everyone watching this and haven't shut it off yet is he has jeans as his last layer. I have no idea how you fit 4 layers underneath a pair of jeans.
They're my really loose jeans.
Still,
Real loose. Yeah. Yeah. That's the only way those go on. But,
I still don't understand.
well, the denim blocks the wind. That was kind of my thought process, right? Okay. That was my thought process.
Here I
St-
here I am with like sweatpants, these heated pants with a battery pack. I absolutely recommend if you want some heat gear, get this little battery pack that plugs into your pants and they have a little bit of heat going through them. So I'd say those are a lifesaver other than 5 layers underneath the jeans.
yes, yes. Don't buy those pants though right before a major snowstorm. That would be my advice because that's what I did. And I'm still waiting on them. They were supposed to be here Thursday. It's Sunday. So here we are.
Uh and what were we just talking about? Procrastination. That's right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because you told me to buy those the weekend before that, but I chose to wait till the snowstorm.
I mean, who knew we were going to get 6 to 11 inches of snow on Tuesday and then another round on Friday?
Yeah, it's also valid. I thought Tuesday was bad and we were going to get a break. And then I saw Friday's forecast and I was like, okay, this is great. It's exactly what I was looking for. I mean, hey, all complaining aside, I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we survived it. And it's a story and it's a memory.
Right. And back in the day, snow days were great as a kid. You're like, no school. I'm gonna go out and play in it. And nowadays we're like, oh, we're adults. We have to go shovel and try to get around in our cars in this, like adult things. It's just different than the fun that the kids have.
Or the dogs have. The dogs are having a great time in this.
Oh, their poor little paws.
Yeah, yeah.
I had to carry my dog out this morning so he would go to the restroom. He was not having it. And then carry him back in.
See,
Although they lift their
uh,
paws. Like they'll stand there and just lift their paw and try to hobble it, and it's a
oh,
sad sight. So you just carry.
I don't blame him. I mean, it's -7 out. So, well, and especially in the morning, it was even worse. It was like negative like 12 or 13, right?
The actual temperature,
Yes.
yes, it was negative teens. Mhm.
Yeah. And then the real feel was probably -40. But procrastination, I would say, is probably what we're doing right now is procrastinating, talking about procrastinating because it's just something that's easy to do. You don't want to do it. You don't want to do something, so you just avoid it. Well, I'll get to it later. I'll do it tomorrow. Definitely very guilty of it. We procrastinated making this for 3-ish weeks. I got the idea months before that. And so here we are 3 months,
Um,
4 months later.
I mean, we've probably procrastinated any type of social media for
Oh,
years.
yeah.
So, hey, this is a start, and we know it's a struggle for us and for everyone watching.
For everyone watching. For everyone watching at home, yes, it's definitely a struggle for them too.
But do you ever think procrastination is a good thing?
I don't think anything's good or bad. I think it just is, you know? I think that's the philosophy I've had with almost everything this year, or last year rather. I know we'll get to that probably in the next one. That'll be -3 or what, or -2, maybe. It's just how our year was last year. But I think that there's good reasons of procrastinating, if you want to call it that, because you're not really procrastinating until you're ready for something like social media or, making a podcast or, going into business for yourself or entrepreneurship, like that kind of stuff. I feel like, yes, you're procrastinating it, but it's probably because you're not ready for it yet. So that's why your body's not doing it. Like, this is the first time I actually feel ready to do something like this, you know?
Well, it's definitely a skill, and if you're not comfortable with that skill or you haven't taken the time to learn the skill, and it's not even one skill with this, right? It's a bunch of different skills. Being comfortable with yourself, having the equipment. Procrastination can be like, "Oh, well, I need this before I start. Oh, this too." And
Mhm.
then I don't know what to talk about, or I don't feel like I have any knowledge to share. So it's a matter of just finally sitting down. Here we are. I have this fancy mic, fancy headphones, like you, and just start talking. I mean, I put this off for so long, and here we are doing it. And whether it's okay, bad, terrible, great, it can only get better. I would hope. So I think for me, procrastination is more like there's something missing, or you keep telling yourself there's something missing, and so you just don't get started.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You just keep putting it off because there's something missing. I think you're right. I would say that before I even got this mic, that was my excuse before was, oh, I need a studio mic to be able to do a podcast or to do social media or YouTube or whatever. Oh, and then the mic stand I had before wasn't the one that, this guy had or that girl had. And so I need a $200 Gator mic stand. And, oh, well, now my camera's not 4K. So now I got to go get a 4K camera. And I did that and I had all that stuff and I have had all that stuff for a little over a year and did nothing with it. And why did I do nothing with it? Because I kept thinking something was missing, but nothing's missing. The only thing that's missing is your belief in yourself that you can do it. Quote that, save that. That's a good one.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I think that's part of it, but also if you don't have a strong enough purpose or a why behind something, then why get started? Oh, did
Yeah.
you hear that? So for you, it's like until we started realizing, having a full-time job and working for other people after what happened in 2023, which we will get into eventually here in our positive episodes. Uh, we've realized, maybe we're not cut out for working for someone else forever. Right now, it's fine. But down the road, it would be nice to kind of see if we can venture out on our own or together as a partnership. So we thought this would be the first step to kind of share some knowledge, where we're coming from, our mission, purpose. And I think that finally just gave us that push of, hey, you're going to be stuck where you are unless you try something new and kind of face those fears that you've had. So finally, we're using this equipment that you thought was the reason why you weren't getting started.
Exactly. No, that's 100% it, and I'm glad you put it that way. I would say that for both of us, we kind of had to take a step back in our careers last year and realizing that because we don't have that control anymore, we want to have that control over ourselves. And it's just as risky working for someone else as it is to work for yourself. Except you can't fire yourself. That's the problem.
Right, and when you feel like you have so much to offer and you feel like the job you have is holding you back, it's like something inside you just keeps beating you up. And so I think for us, we were like, hey, we need more. We need to see what's out there. And we realized, crap, this is what we have to do, no matter how much we've been fighting it.
Yeah, it's something we've been fighting since probably the last summer or so together. And personally, I've been fighting it for like 10 years because I thought I could
Mhm.
get away with never doing this. But I've always known that this is something I have to do. And, what's that saying? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is today. Well, here we are today, Sunday, January 14th, episode -4. And that's
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, and I think what holds me back sometimes is also what other people's think of excuse me, what other people think of me when I'm putting myself out there. I think that does kind of cross everyone's mind of, well, do I look silly or how does it look? How do I sound? I don't like the sound of my voice. Let's be honest here. Uh so this is very uncomfortable for me, but I it's the only way it's going to happen. So you kind of just go with it, build that confidence, sit down, try it out. And I'm not sure I'll watch this again.
I probably won't either. Maybe to make some shorts, but I probably won't be watching this one again. Um, no, but
but
I,
but the
I think it's good.
yeah. Yeah, the fear of it, it's like you start like you said, you compare to other people. Hey, they have this mic. Hey, they look like this. Hey, I don't look as professional as them, but how long have they been doing it? What did their first episode or 10 or 20 or 50 look like as well? I think I've heard a few times lately in podcasts that I listen to that a lot of people don't make it past what 20 to 25
Yeah,
episodes.
I think to be in the top 1% of podcasts, you have to make it above 50 episodes. That's it. But yeah, you're right. I think it's 90% quit by 20.
That's
So for us, that
crazy.
would be episode 15 because -5.
Oh, great.
So if we're still doing this by what, March, April, no, May, June, that means we made it into the top 1% of podcasts.
We're capable. I know we are.
Oh, yeah. It's just going to be a lot of this where we go back and
Mhm.
forth, we kind of hang out, and we can't think of a topic idea. We just keep bantering like this. But
And and hope we can get someone's attention, I guess, through all this stuff.
well, yeah, and I mean the goal is to inspire you folks listening at home, right? Like at the end of the day, we want to help, even if it's just one person. We got one unique view on yesterday's. I think that's awesome that somebody took their time, saw this
Mhm.
on their YouTube algorithm, and went, "Yeah, I want to learn about them. I want to watch that random episode," and stuck around for 4 minutes. That's pretty cool. So even if we're
That's
helping that
true.
one person. That's pretty cool. Like if we helped them with mental toughness yesterday talking about 75 hard, that's awesome. It's what I live for. And today if we can talk to one person and teach them that procrastination's killing them and that they should just start doing the scary thing that has been in the back of their mind for the last 10 years, then that's awesome too.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's still not comfortable, but
No.
at the same time,
No.
I'm happy that I'm doing it, proud of myself for at least putting myself out there. And as things come together, we'll kind of overcome that and it'll be fun.
Yeah,
We have
and
a
that's
lot to
some
we Oh, sorry. We have
oh no,
we have a
go
lot to
ahead.
share. It's just a matter of getting started, figuring out a flow, and then get a little more outline scripted stuff going. Not scripted. I think we are better at not scripted. Whatever the word I'm looking for here is not happening.
Unscripted.
So, okay, I guess that would be an easy. Thank you.
You're
Uh,
welcome. That's what I'm here for. That's what they pay me nothing for.
oh my gosh, seriously. So yeah, I lost my train of thought. That's great. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. But yes, I
Mhm.
think we are better at being unscripted or not scripted, whatever you want to call it. Because I think that we do have a ton of things to share and we're just learning the outline and like how we want to say things, how we want to do things with this. And that was the whole point of doing the negative episodes, is just understanding where we're going with it.
Yeah, and just trying to be on camera for what 20, 30 minutes if we can hang on that long. And I very much hope no one watches it that long, but thank you if you do. Uh, and by the time we get to episode 0, we'll probably introduce ourselves a little bit more formally. And then as we get into the first couple episodes, I believe our original game plan was to talk about 2023, kind of what happened, lessons we've learned, and then move forward from there with the rise up concept, all of that stuff.
Yeah, so look forward to those. I mean, those that'll all probably be coming around March because that's how math works, I think. Sometimes it fails me, but it's probably going to be around the first week of March or so. And we'll announce some pretty cool stuff for the audience and things like that if we can build one by then. Or if it's just that one person that keeps watching us, which, hey, thank you. That's pretty cool if you make it this long. Shoot a comment if you made it this far because that's pretty sweet. But I mean, other than that, what else do we have for today? Think we got anything else?
I mean, we have no idea what we're doing. Let's be
Well,
real.
yeah, I don't think anybody has any idea what they're doing.
Oh, perfect. We're like everyone else
Yeah. We're just doing the thing that we're afraid to do. That's the only difference.
for sure. But yeah, I would just say if you've been thinking about doing something for a long time, I'd say today, tomorrow, this year is your year to do it. Just try it. See if it's for you.
100%. Oh, that brings me to my train of thought before. And if you could find somebody that's in your corner, that absolutely hates being on camera and wants to do this crazy thing with you, see if you can find somebody to do that because that helps. Having community, having support, having a partner do this with you is the only way that I was able to actually overcome my fear and do it. So if you can find somebody that supports you enough and does it with you, highly recommend, or even somebody that's in your corner that encourages you and says, hey, you can do it, do it. Find somebody like
Exactly. Don't
that.
procrastinate. Face your fear. Do something. Find a support system or accountability buddy to do it with you.
Gym's a great place to find people.
That might be where we met.
Yeah. Yep. So with that, I think that's probably it for episode 4. Zoom's telling us that our time's up here soon. So
uh -4, but yes.
-4. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. You were
Mhm.
correct. Yeah. If this was +4, man, oh man, I wouldn't be watching it. But yes, that wraps up -4 of the Rise Up podcast. I'm your host, Danny, with my co-host Haley, signing off. Guys, have a great night. And we're gonna find the stop button in 3, 2, 1.